Hey guys, it's Eddie here from Deline Property. Today I'm super excited to share with you this property right here. Now, this property we picked up and bought for a client back in 2020. So it was around mid 2020. So it's about 2 years ago now, and that time was during peak COVID. I thought I'd share this property with you because I'm very proud, excited, and I'm happy for the client that bought it. So the client's name was Joe. They actually bought this property. He bought this property in a self-managed super fund. Now, this property, as you can see, it's a semi-modern, it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage. This was about 25 to 30 kilometers from the Brisbane CBD on the west side. Now, we bought this property basically from a seller who needed this property sold very, very quickly. They had about 2 months to sell it. It was a financial sale. They had tenants in this particular property. The tenants were locked in on a fixed lease for like the next 9 months. However, the sellers needed to sell the property within that 2-month period. So it was very difficult for the sellers to sell this property because it's like a lot of owner occupiers wanted to buy it, but it had 9 months plus left on the lease. So basically, they had to let it go for a very reduced price. Plus, we were able to negotiate it very, very well. We bought it in mid 2020 for just $289,000. Very cheap. That's less than 300K for this property. 280, I think it was 289,900 literally. So about 290 roughly. Now I'll show you a few photos of the property just to give you a bit more of an insight. So that's the internal basically. So you've got combined kitchen, dining, etc. It's neat and tidy. Backyard, patio area, all that kind of stuff. Backyard, land was slightly sloping, which wasn't really a big deal at all. But I remember quite well that I showed this property to a client first, and I showed it to a couple of clients, and they both, the original ones, turned this property down. They didn't want to buy it. I think for whatever reason. I think one of them didn't like the slight sloping land at the front. But at the particular time when we bought this property for 289K, other ones in the same area were selling for literally 350, 340, 360. Now, so it was under market value. We bought this property at least 50 to 60 grand under what it was worth. At that time, it was renting, this is 2 years ago, it was renting at the time for about 350 per week, right? Nowadays, fast forward to nowadays, which is mid 2022. So 2 years on, this property is valued about $550,000, 550K. So again, it's a 422. The land was on about a 650 square meter block roughly. But in terms of the price point, this property's doubled in value in 2 years. That's unbelievable value. Now, the client, they paid obviously a buyer's agency fee, but for that, and this is back when the prices were a lot cheaper than they were today, they doubled their money. They doubled their investment. They've originally put down 20% on the way in. So they put down about 50K, 60K, 70K roughly in terms of all costs. And they've made about $250,000 to about 250K on this property. So massive growth on the west side of Brisbane. I wish I could go back in time and buy more of these properties, but this is a phenomenal buy. Bought it for 289, valued roughly about 550K. Other properties selling regularly between 500 to 600,000 every day of the week. Because the construction costs have gone up so much in Queensland, to build this property again, you couldn't build a 4-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage for like 350 or maybe like 400 roughly, depending on the build costs, right? But back then, you could build them for like 200, 250. So the construction prices have gone up a lot, which have dragged these, kind of properties up that were 10, 12 years old. And the land alone has gone up considerably. So also not including that, this property at the moment, the rental market, I'm not sure how much the rent's been put up recently, but this property would rent out for about almost $500 per week at the moment. So in 2 years, the rent's gone from about $350 to $500 per week. The rent's jumped up massively. I'm not sure if the client put the rent up yet. Maybe it's only at $420 or $430 at the moment or whatever it is. But the rental market for this kind of area, which is a great quality location, you'd get up to about at least $450 to around that $500 per week range. So Amazing results for the client. Congratulations, Joe. I think he's bought a second property since then as well. I think it was another one in the SMSF, but just a phenomenal buy. Very happy for the client that bought this property. So thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, comment below, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to see some more properties, we'll chat to you in the next video. Thanks very much. Bye.